So I've just gone home for my winter break, and it seems like Ark Knights Enfield's beta signups just went live. It seems like Gryphline has not forsaken us, after they made us wait an entire year since the technical test. Interest in this new project will only increase with time from now on, especially on the English speaking side, and we'll see more and more people join this community. However, us Gacha gamers have one very important question: how hard will this game hit our poor wallets? If you're like me and you play several Gacha games already, you might be looking up your local loan shark trying to see if you can get a good rate, especially after all the characters they've shown. But wait, I might have some good news. You can play Enfield and enjoy sleep without worrying about losing a knee or a kidney. We can make some very safe assumptions based on the non-gacha parts of the game that we can already see. From the technical test footage that I managed to watch courtesy of Keostin 5? I'm just gonna go with Keo. Thanks to his 6-hour gameplay on the technical test, it seems like there's no weapon system. Like, obviously there are weapons, but they look to function closer to disk drives or relics from other gacha games like ZZZ and Genshin. It seems like to be part of the gear with randomized stats that you farm for indefinitely, which I actually don't really know how to feel about. I guess if I get access to the beta, I could do a breakdown on that and give you guys my thoughts. Anyways, gambling aside, well, not really. It seems like there won't be a weapon banner, which is great. We're moving from having 2 slot machines, 3 if you play ZZZ, to 1. You want a character? Just pull them. 1 banner, 1 50-50, and 1 crying session when you lose. As I said before, we won't know for sure how the gacha system will work for Enfield, but you can make some predictions based on what Hypergriff has done with Arknights. Of course, I do understand that with Enfield, we will have a lot of new people hopping into the franchise for the first time. So I'll briefly explain how we pull characters in our favourite Balloon Tower Defense, but with waifus game? Trademarked. In Arknights, we call pulling headhunting. It's kinda like receiving a job application, something that you might have to make yourself familiar with if you get unlucky with your pulls. Basically, to keep it simple, soft pity starts at 50 pulls, where afterwards, your chances of getting the 6 star increases by 2% with every pull. If you don't get the rate up characters by 150 pulls, you're guaranteed to get them in the next pull. That's simple, right? Wrong. That's just for the debut banner for the characters. Arknights still has 3 other banner types with different pity systems. There's the limited banner with a pity of 300, and you have a spark system that lets you buy the limited character outright, or a previous limited character, once you accumulate 300 pulls in that banner in total. Collab characters have a banner with 120 pity. You also have kernel banners, which are kind of like standard banners, but you get to choose the rate up. It gets very confusing, since, except for the regular rate up banners and the kernel banners, pity does not carry over. If you want to pull a certain character, you have to save your pulls for their banner specifically, and not build pity. Now, I know I might have said something that might have upset a lot of people. I know it sounds hard to save your pulls. It's a major struggle for a lot of us gacha gamers. My savings speak for themselves. But pitiful savings aside, in Arknights you can do more than pull for a character with your premium currency. If your pockets feel a bit full, you can spend your original prime, which is the premium currency, on stamina, or, alternatively, save them to buy a skin for your favorite operator, which is pretty cool. In my opinion, cosmetics in terms of monetizations are a way better alternative than ramping up the power creep patch by patch to try and increase spending. And making it available for free-to-play players is also pretty cool. Not to mention, in Arknights you only need to pull a character once, as there's no weapon banner, and most importantly, copies or duplicates don't really change much about your operator, bar a few minor base stat boosts or cost reduction. Only the most dedicated go for potential 6 on their favorite character as a way to show their dedication. So as a free-to-play, if you play the game, you can pretty much get all the characters you want, and have a very competitive account in terms of ease of clearing the more difficult content, which is a very nice balance in my opinion. I'm talking about difficult content. Arknights lets you clear the entire game with low rarity operators. But that aside, if you have good game knowledge and execution, you can clear the game with just 3 or 4 star operators, occasionally borrowing the 6 star from your friends for the more tricky stage. This lets the player pull for whatever character they want if they're willing to put in the time, playing the game and mastering its mechanics. While there are overpowered operators like W Alter or Texas Alter, they just make it so you can turn off your brain as you do the stage, which, now I think about it, is probably the preferred route for a lot of gacha players. Like, have you seen people try being adventuring in Honkai Star Rail? Yeah, not a lot of thinking went on during that phase if you couldn't tell. Basically, Hypergryph made Arknights into a very good experience if you don't plan to spend a lot. The pity system is generous, you get pulls by doing the story and completing events, and the game allows you to clear stages with low rarity cheap operators if you're skilled enough. Now, you might be asking, Archon, I didn't know you had enough motion to get sponsored by Arknights. Well, this is not an ad. This is just how Hypergryph has treated us in Arknights. I think it's fair to judge what Enfield will be like in terms of monetization by extrapolating from base Arknights. Yes, while they do have to recoup the cost for developing Enfield, I think they'll be a bit more generous than FGO or the Hoyoverse games, which isn't very hard to be honest. Another thing, the gacha space is no longer in 2020. There are 2 to 3 major blockbuster high-quality gacha games coming out each year, competing for the market share of degen anime fan gamblers. There's a lot of competition right now. Just off the top of my head, you have Genshin, Wuthering Waves, Girls Frontline 2, Zenless Zone Zero, Honkai Star Rail, Nikki Infinity, and numerous anime series specific gachas as well. Also, we've seen it with Wuthering Waves, and the more generous gacha rates they offer. I'm sorry. If you want to make a dent in the market, you have to offer a unique spin on the gacha game formula, and you have to offer either more rewards on release or better banner rates than the current top players. I think the demo gameplay speaks for itself. Arknights has the unique gameplay aspect nailed down solid. I think they'll make a lot of gains and solidify this game at the top with a well thought out monetization plan, balancing how they cater for whales while providing a full experience for free to play / low spender players. They have many years of experience with Arknights and a lot of success, so I do believe they know what they're doing. If you enjoyed the video and what I had to say, make sure to like and sub. If you disagree with anything, then please let me know in the comments or join the Discord to have a discussion. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.